Hey guys, so today we've got the Stihl MS590C chainsaw. It's got the easy pull start, but this chainsaw has a little bit of a problem. Let me show you. Let me just take off this clutch cover. There. As you can see, in the short that I had recently, this clutch drum is very purple. This got really hot. Some of the plastic is melted. So we've got to replace that because it doesn't spin. It's locked in place. And the blade brake, as you can see, it's fully released. So we got to change this clutch drum to a new one. The other issue that the customer's been having, this unit, it'll start, it'll idle, but then it'll die. My thoughts is that it dies because it can't spin the blade anymore. But when you give it juice, it'll try to spin the blade and keep running. But this definitely needs to be replaced. I know this is an easy problem to happen because you may accidentally bump the blade brake, you don't realize it, and before you know it, the clutch is burnt. So let's get this all done, get the carb cleaned up, because possibly that's another issue, and if not, well, first things, we'll get the carb cleaned out because that might be an issue with it idling and dying, but I don't think so. First things first is we'll get this done, we'll check to see if that's the problem of why it runs and then dies after we change it, and if not, then, and if that doesn't work, then we'll change the carburetors. Then we'll check out the carburetor and try to clean it up. Alright guys, let's get into it. So we got to block the spark plug, but we need access to the spark plug. To do that, we got to take off the top cover, so it's these 3 T27 bolts. There we go. Now we'll remove the spark plug. Make sure you twist back and forth. And 3/4 inch spark plug socket. Oh wow, it's really in there tight. Alright, I'm gonna have to give it a whack. There we go. I don't know why it was in so tight. Well, it's more brownish. At least it's not white or gray, so seems to be running okay. Now we're just gonna thread in the piston stop. There we go. Okay, so we have this little E-clip here that we just got to pry out. There we go. The E-clip's out, and we take off the washer. I'm just going to put these in a tray so they don't get lost. Now we remove the clutch drum, if it'll come off. I'm going to have to get some pliers to remove it. Yeah, it's really stuck on there. There we go. It just won't come out. Alright, how am I going to get this guy out? What am I doing wrong that I can't get this one out? I don't understand. This should come off. Okay, so I had shut off the camera for a few minutes so I could figure out what exactly was going on, why it wouldn't come out. It turns out that because the plastic had melted along here, it created a lip that was actually holding this in. So now I should be able to get this out relatively easily. Maybe. Let me just turn it on its side so I can get better grip. There we go. All right, let me struggle with this for a few more minutes as I slowly work it out. You can see what I'm talking about with the plastic here. So it's holding it up. All right, I'm going to struggle with this for a bit more, and I'll turn the camera on when it's off. Well, as you can see, it's off. What I had done, I put vice grips on it, and then using a makeshift hammer, just smacked it off, and sure enough, here it is. Surprisingly, the needle bearing actually looks really good. Almost able to reuse it, but considering the amount of heat involved here, I think I'm just going to use the new one, maybe keep this one as a spare. Now it's a 3/4 deep socket, and it is reverse threads. We're slowly going to turn this over until it touches the piston stop. And there it is. It's on the piston stop. There, now giving firm pressure against it. I don't want to use the impact on this because you can destroy the piston. So I'm going to give it a couple hits with my hand. Oh, slipped off. Hit it again. And whacked it right on the tip of that. I felt that. Oh, that was dumb, that was dumb, that was dumb. Yeah, I totally caught my finger on that, or my thumb. That really hurt. Hope the YouTube censors don't mind that. I mean, it is violence after all. Anyway, I'm going to try using a hammer. See if I can break it free. Nope, still doesn't want to come free. Try again. Okay guys, so it's been a bit, like we're probably talking a few weeks since I've been able to get back to this, and I've had enough. I need to get this saw done, and I need to take this off, so I'm just going to use a wrench and a mallet, see if I can knock this loose. Wrench on there, it's 3/4. Okay, so right now it should be resting on that stop. I'm going to use the open end. It's giving me a hard time with the box. It's giving me a hard time with the box end, so let's use the open end. And there we go. I think I got it that time. Yep, I got it. There we go. That should just spin right off. Perfect. Yeah, look at that glazing. That got really hot. Lovely. All right, let's get a new one on there. So here's the new one and the part number. That is this plate here. Take this plate off. Back here is the worm gear. Turn on the light so you can see it. So this here, that's the worm gear. And this is just the cover for it. So top, up, and let's get the clutch on. And it's reverse thread. Now we're gonna slowly spin it back the other way until it tops out again. There we go, it's topped out. Now, I'll just tighten it up with the wrench. Put down my flashlight and we'll tighten this up. There we go. There's the old plate, and you can see the oxidization from how it got really, really hot. And there's the old clutch drum. So old clutch drum, new clutch drum. Part number for the drum. And of course the needle cage. And there's the part number. So we'll get the needle cage and we'll give it a spritz with some lithium grease. Really work it in there. I'll just blow out the excess. There we go. Place that on. Then the drum. Now we have to make sure, remember where the worm gear is, because there's a notch that goes over it. And that drives the pump for the bar oil. Okay, now we just need to get the drum on. So, we know the gear is over here. There's the notch and the indent. And there we go. Perfect. That's on. Now the flat washer, or I guess not really a flat washer, but the retainer, and finally this E-clip. Good thing I got these pliers. Now I should be able to just pop that E-clip right on. There we go. All done. Aha. Nice. Now let's get this thing back together. So let's get this side cover on. Just for now. Now to take out, the piston stop. Okay, the old spark plug can go back in. Actually, we'll hold off on that for a minute. All the screws. So let's get this recoil starter assembly on. Sounds good. Get the spark plug in. 3/4 spark plug socket. There we go. Spark plug's in. There we go. The boot is on. Retrace the threads. There we go. Back together. Perfect. Now, will she start? That's a question. Brake is on. Brake is off. And open the garage. Make sure it's got fuel. Should have fuel. I never drained it. Yep. It's got fuel. Good. Now we're going to take this off again. Just so we can watch to see if that spindle rotates. So I do not want to run this with the blade on. Okay. Choke is on. Half choke. Not a fan of this easy start system. It's not easy to start. There we go. Ah, try that again. Ah, I think it just needs adjustment. Let's give it a half turn on the low side. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Much better. Beautiful. He's going to be very happy. Excellent. That's fantastic. I'm very happy. Excellent. Excellent. So there we go. This saw is repaired. I'm going to put this cover back on. Then we'll take it outside and give it a try. All right, let's get to it. All right, guys, so we're outside. Let's give it a try. Choke is on. All right, half choke. Okay, choke is off. bad little machine, guys. Not a bad little machine. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.